Hello everyone, I am Harsh Tiwari, roll number PH01 from Department of Pharmaceutics, SVKM NMIMS, Shirpur. Today I'll be presenting a comprehensive pharmaceutical sales performance analysis which is created using Power BI. This is the dashboard which will bring together multiple data sets including sales, distributors, customers, products, channels, countries, cities and sales team which will give us a unified view of overall business performance. This whole dashboard is divided into three major sections. First one is executive summary, then distributor and customer analysis, then third is sales team performance. I'll walk you through each page, explain how the visuals were created, why those visuals were chosen, and most importantly, the insights we derive from them. So the first one is executive summary. Let me begin with the executive summary page, which provides a high-level view of company-wide performance. So at the top, as you can see, we have used slicers for year and month. These slicers were created using the slicer visual and allows us to filter all the visuals dynamically. So these slicers will pull values from the year and month fields in the dimension table. Like if we click on it, for 2020, it pulls up the values from the total sales, product classes and product, sum of sales by month, by year and channel, and by sub channels. Next is a KPI card, which tells us about the total sales, which is 11.80 billion, the top performing product class, which is analgesics, the top selling product, Inclotide, and the highest performing city, which is Busbak, with sales of 93.56 million. These these all KPIs were created using card visuals with basic measures such as sum of total sales. A filter was applied to identify the highest contributors. Moving to the line chart, which is labeled here by sales by year, we see a downward trend from 2018 to 2020, in which I have taken x-axis as year and y-axis as total sales. I have aggregated this all using sum. So this downward trend may be an indicator for increasing competition. Like for 2020, it is 2.66 billion total sales, but for 2018, it is 11.80 billion, which could be an indicator because of increasing competition. Price pressure could be there, regulatory policy changes, or simply the seasonality of the drugs. On the right side, if we look to the sales by month bar chart, which shows how performance varies throughout the year. Months like August shows peak sales, while January and December are at the lower end. This pattern suggests seasonal demand behavior, such as the budget cycles, holidays, or supply chain fluctuations. Let's look for the August sales. So the total sales comes out to be 1.19 billion, and these are the KPIs. For August, the most sales were in the year 2019, as we can also see this with the help of this chart. Next is channel and sub-channel contribution charts. So below that we have sales by year and channel. This clustered bar chart compares sale between the hospital and pharmacy channels. The y-axis represents sales, and the legend represents the channel type. We can clearly see that the hospital sales are consistently higher every year. This suggests that the most revenue comes from institutional bulk orders rather than retail purchases. Whereas on the right side, that is a donut chart for sub-channel, which shows government purchases contribute the most at around 28%, followed by institutional and private segments, as we can all see here and here. This donut chart was created using a sub-channel dimension as a legend and sum of sales as the values. So what is the insight from it? So this tells us about the government procurement is a major driver of revenue, which indicates that stronger reliance on public healthcare systems. It is also interactive. If we click on any value or any sub-channel, the whole value changes here, as we can see. Okay. So now moving to the second page, which is our distributor and customer analysis. First, we'll look into the distributor performance. The bar chart on the top left lists our top distributors. This was built using a horizontal bar chart with keeping distributor on the y-axis and sales on the x-axis. The insight we produced were Gerlach LLC, as we can see, was our top performing distributor with over 3.5 billion in sales. Next comes Cos and Erdmann. So with the help of this visual, it is clear that a significant portion of total revenue is dependent on small number of distributors. This is an opportunity for partnerships. Now, let's move on to the customer level insights. The next chart will show us the top customers, which is built using the same bar chart structure. MNZ Kutch, this shows the top customers and the highest value customer with 94 billion in purchases. This will indicate strong B2B relationship, but also highlights the need to nurture mid-tier customers to avoid dependency on a few major clients. So again, this whole second page of the dashboard is interactive. So if we look at the top distributor and compare it with the top customer, we will get Mills Pharmaceuticals, which are the top customer for Gerlach LLC, as we can see. Right. Now, moving on to the distributor, sales by distributor and product breakdown. The matrix, this matrix at the bottom left is created using the matrix visual with in which I have selected rows as distributors, columns as countries, and values as sales. So this breakdown helps identify which distributor is strongest in which country. There are two countries, Germany and Poland. For example, let's take Gerlach, who dominates sales in Germany, while beer performs strongly in Poland. If you look into it, it supports supply chain decision like inventory allocation and distributor specialization. Moving forward to the channel based donut charts, as we can see here, These are the final two charts I have used. The two donut charts analyze sales by channel and subchannel. So I have used fields as channel, subchannel, as legends, and sales as their values. So these visuals consistently show that institutional channels, especially the government, this marked by dark yellow color, and hospital are the key revenue sources. As you can see here, hospitals are covering most of it. So these whole uh, donut chart are also interactive. If you click on it, we'll get the data of the top customer with the top distributor and the product and distributor matrix also. Let's look into it. Yeah, so the top customers, the top three are these, and the top distributor with their revenue is getting showed up with this dark yellow line in the bar chart. Let's look for the private subchannel. So it signifies very lesser value. Uh, for hospital, it's covering around 2.52 billion, and for pharmacy, it is 0%. So the inference from this private sector data is it is covering very less in terms of space. Moving on, moving on to the final page, which analyzes sales team performance. So I have taken this data in terms of slicers for year and month again. As you can see, these are the months and these are the years I have taken. So if we click on any year, it will generate the data for that year. So the whole data changes again for the year 2020. Uh, let's take the data for June month. Yeah, so data changes again. Now let's look uh, into the visuals one by one. So the first one is sales by team and the product class. So this stacked bar chart shows how each team, I have taken four teams, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, performs across different product classes. So in order to create this, the sales team were placed on the y-axis, whereas the product class was placed on the legend, and I have taken sum of sales on the x-axis to generate this. So the observation I have taken from this is Team Delta was consistently outperforming all other across almost all product subclasses, as we can all see the data for Delta. Team Charlie and Bravo were following up, while Alpha has relatively lower contribution. So what it indicates is the team capability differences, and it provides a direct uh, you know it provides a direction for performance improvements also. Next is the detailed product class matrix. As we can see here, the product class and the sales team. So at the bottom we can see the matrix which breakdowns the sales by product class across each team. This uses a matrix visual with product class as rows and team as columns, whereas sales as values, in which analgesics and antiseptics generated the biggest revenue across all the teams, as we can see here with the numbers itself. Meanwhile, antibiotics and antimalarials are lower in contribution. So what it helps us is in the optimization of product level strategies and resource allocation. Moving on to the top sales manager and the sales rep data. So on the right hand side, as we can see, we have card visuals showing the top performing managers and sales representatives. So these cards were created using the top end filter on the manager and rep dimensions. So the insights which were produced were Brittany Bold from Delta. This Delta emerges as a top manager, which was followed by Alicia Cordwell. Similarly, if we look at the top sales rep, Jimmy Gregg and Abigail Thompson were leading among sales reps. So, what it highlights? It highlights that the strong leadership driving high team performance. Now, if we look at the top products by team, this this bar chart will help us break down the highest selling products for each team using product name, as we can see here, their sales team, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, and their sales value with the terms of this values. Across all teams, as we can see, iron chloride, tetrafin, tetranil, and sumanazole appear as consistent top performers. So, what it helps in organization of prioritize manufacturing, marketing, and stocking of these products. Again, this is a very interactive third page of our dashboard in which we can generate and get the data for every particular sales produced, the managers, the sales rep, products, and which product is correlated with which sales team. If we can see here, the Delta team in terms of product class analgesics has done this much amount of sales. This is a product-wise distinction. Iron chloride and sumanazole were sold for 25 million and 37 million, and the top sales manager from Delta was a key performing asset uh, for the Delta team. Again, if we look at the dashboard, we can clearly see the distinction between months for the sales data and between the years also. So, in order to conclude this Power BI dashboard, it provides us a clear and data-driven view of pharmaceutical sales performance. We, in the end, learned that the Germany and Poland were the strongest revenue-generating regions, and the government and institutional channels forms the backbone of sales, whereas analgesics and products like Inclotide lead the product portfolio. Among sales team, Delta and Charlie are the highest performers, whereas the distributor dependency is high, offering both opportunity and risk. This analysis helps us guide strategic decisions in marketing, distribution planning, inventory management, and team performance optimizations. So, thank you for your cooperation and listening to me with this much attention.